Here are 5 dark traits of the INTJ personality type. Number 1. Arrogance. Arrogance is a common dark trait associated with INTJ personality types, but it can also be observed in people of other personality types. Arrogant individuals tend to have an inflated sense of self-importance and often believe that they are better than others. They can come across as conceited, dismissive, or contemptuous towards those they consider inferior. For INTJs, arrogance may stem from their strong analytical and logical abilities. They are often highly intelligent and can quickly identify flaws in others' arguments or ideas. This can lead to a belief that their own ideas are superior and that others are not as capable or competent as they are. Arrogance can have a number of negative consequences for the individual who exhibits it. For example, it can lead to interpersonal conflicts and damage relationships. People who are perceived as arrogant are often disliked and may have difficulty forming meaningful connections with others. In addition, arrogance can be a significant obstacle to personal growth and development. When a person believes that they are always right and that their ideas are always the best, they may become closed off to new information or alternative perspectives. This can limit their ability to grow and learn, as well as prevent them from recognizing and addressing their own flaws and weaknesses. If you are an INTJ and struggle with arrogance, there are several steps you can take to address this dark trait. One important step is to practice humility and acknowledge that you do not have all the answers. This can help you to be more open to feedback and to consider alternative perspectives. Additionally, working on developing empathy and compassion for others can help you to be more understanding and respectful of different viewpoints. Number 2. Lack of empathy. Lack of empathy is another common dark trait associated with INTJ personality types. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Individuals who lack empathy may struggle to connect emotionally with others and may come across as cold or insensitive. For INTJs, lack of empathy may stem from their strong focus on logic and reason. They tend to value objective analysis over emotional considerations and may struggle to understand or relate to the emotional experiences of others. This can make it difficult for INTJs to form deep emotional connections with others and may lead them to prioritize their own goals and objectives over the needs and feelings of others. Lack of empathy can have a number of negative consequences for the individual who exhibits it. For example, it can make it difficult for them to build and maintain relationships with others, as people may feel disconnected or unsupported by the individual's lack of emotional connection. It can also lead to interpersonal conflicts, as others may feel hurt or offended by the individual's insensitive behavior. In addition, lack of empathy can also be detrimental to the individual's own well-being. Empathy is an important aspect of emotional intelligence, and individuals who lack empathy may struggle to manage their own emotions or to understand the emotions of others. This can lead to social isolation and difficulty with communication, which can further exacerbate feelings of loneliness or disconnectedness. If you are an INTJ and struggle with lack of empathy, there are several steps you can take to address this dark trait. One important step is to practice active listening and try to understand the emotions and experiences of others. This can help you to build deeper emotional connections with others and to be more responsive to their needs and feelings. Additionally, working on developing your own emotional intelligence can help you to better manage your own emotions and to understand the emotions of others. Number 3. Perfectionism. Perfectionism is another common dark trait associated with the INTJ personality type. Perfectionism is the tendency to set unrealistically high standards for oneself and to be overly critical of one's own performance. Individuals who exhibit perfectionism often feel a strong drive to excel in their work and may become anxious or stressed when they do not meet their own expectations. For INTJs, perfectionism may stem from their strong analytical and logical abilities. This can lead to a sense of self-imposed pressure to achieve perfection, which can be both emotionally and physically taxing. Perfectionism can have a number of negative consequences for the individual who exhibits it. For example, it can lead to anxiety and stress as the individual may constantly worry about whether they are meeting their own high standards. It can also lead to burnout as the individual may become so focused on achieving perfection that they neglect their own self-care and well-being. By fixating on achieving perfection, the individual may become overly critical of their own work and may struggle to complete tasks or to generate new ideas. This can limit their ability to grow and develop professionally and may prevent them from achieving their full potential. If you are an INTJ and struggle with perfectionism, there are several steps you can take to address this dark trait. One important step is to practice self-compassion and acknowledge that it is okay to make mistakes. This can help you to be more forgiving of yourself and to reduce feelings of stress and anxiety. Additionally, working on developing a growth mindset can help you to view mistakes as opportunities for learning and growth rather than as failures. If you are enjoying our content, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell. Number 4. Insensitivity. Insensitivity is another dark trait associated with the INTJ personality type. Insensitivity is the tendency to be dismissive or indifferent to the feelings of others. Individuals who exhibit insensitivity may have difficulty empathizing with others or may prioritize their own objectives and goals over the needs and feelings of others. For INTJs, insensitivity may stem from their strong analytical and logical abilities. They tend to be highly focused on achieving their goals and may struggle to connect emotionally with others. This can make it difficult for INTJs to respond empathetically to the emotional experiences of others, leading them to come across as indifferent or cold. Insensitivity can have a number of negative consequences for the individual who exhibits it. For example, it can make it difficult for them to form and maintain meaningful relationships with others. People may feel that the individual is unresponsive or indifferent to their needs and feelings, leading to interpersonal conflicts or social isolation. Being emotionally disconnected from others can lead to feelings of loneliness and isolation, which can have a negative impact on mental health. If you are an INTJ and struggle with insensitivity, there are several steps you can take to address this dark trait. One important step is to practice active listening and try to understand the emotions and experiences of others. This can help you to build deeper emotional connections with others and to be more responsive to their needs and feelings. Additionally, working on developing empathy and compassion for others can help you to be more understanding and respectful of different viewpoints. Number 5. Difficulty with teamwork. Difficulty with teamwork is another common dark trait associated with INTJ personality types. INTJs tend to be highly independent and self-directed and may prefer to work alone rather than in a team setting. For INTJs, difficulty with teamwork may stem from their tendency to value objective analysis over emotional considerations. Difficulty with teamwork can have a number of negative consequences for the individual who exhibits it. For example, it can make it difficult for them to work effectively with others and to achieve common goals. This can lead to conflict, miscommunication, and a lack of trust among team members. It can also limit the individual's ability to learn from others and to grow professionally, as they may be resistant to feedback or suggestions from others. In addition, difficulty with teamwork can also be detrimental to the individual's own well-being. Working alone or in isolation can lead to feelings of loneliness and disconnection from others, which can have a negative impact on mental health. If you are an INTJ and struggle with difficulty with teamwork, there are several steps you can take to address this dark trait. One important step is to practice active listening and try to understand the perspectives and ideas of others. This can help you to build more effective working relationships with others and to be more open to feedback and input from others. Additionally, working on developing communication and collaboration skills can help you to be more effective in working with others and to achieve common goals. These videos will be really helpful for you.